Hi guys, I'm so excited for our Roots and Wings call this week, and I'm going to try to make it short and sweet as always because there's so many calls. But one of the things that I think is super important is as we grow, as we become more connected, as we are building our business, in that process as our business becomes bigger, I personally want to make things simpler. Anybody like that?
Yes.
There's a million websites. There's a million, it's hard, right? So I want to show you something I'm working on right now, and you guys are the first to see it. And I can't wait to see what your opinion is on this, but I was just talking to Gloria a little bit before the call, and she loves Facebook, and there's so much. Oh, Louise is in Colorado right now, so she's not on. She's in Boulder. Beautiful. But we're going to go to the IsaDream team Facebook page. And I haven't launched this yet. I'm working on the back end, but wait till you guys see this. This is brand new, cutting edge resource that Facebook has launched. Has anyone heard of Units?
No.
Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay. You can create units in the Facebook group. So you would go simply, I haven't launched this yet, but I want you guys to see the back side of it and what I'm doing. So the first thing is, we have our three main Facebook pages. We have Real People, Real Results, which is basically our virtual store. And that's a container, if you will, a virtual container for our prospects. For those that are poking around and looking at what we have, our solutions.
Right.
And then when somebody raises their hand and says, okay, I am excited to open my own virtual account, we do the orientation call, and at that point, during the orientation call, Nancy and I just conducted one, we asked them, hey, I know you were in our Real People, Real Result. Not everybody's even on Facebook, but this is just, we're always working with these three categories: prospects, brand new preferred clients, and business people that raise their hand and say, I want to do the business. So, here is a concept that hopefully will help to clarify things for you. We don't put anybody into any of these Facebook pages without asking. And the first Facebook page we would potentially put them in would be Real People, Real Results, to take a look around. Once they've upgraded from a prospect to a product user, we invite them to be part of our VIP product resource page, Fresh Start. We invite them. May I add you, right? And then the next category, and this is, it all relates and it's simple, is we conduct the orientation call and we find out, are you a 1, 2, or 3? If they're a 2 or 3, we can ask them permission to add them to our IsaDream Team Facebook page. Okay, and those are the three. I would not add them to Lisa's page and Lynn's page, and people will get their focus will get so diluted. We need to almost, and I think I talked about this last week, it's like we need to bring up our babies in our own home, and then they can meet their grandparents, and then they can meet their great-grandparents. But, we can't overwhelm them with all these Facebook pages and all these messages. And if you can see through this escalation of exposures, how it's so organic. We put them into Real People, Real Results if appropriate. When they upgrade, and then they know about it. So if they do the business, they remember, oh yeah, the Real People, Real Results. And then, oh yeah, Fresh Start. And then, oh yeah, the ISA Dream Team. And then when you're a 1-star, you've gone to an event, you meet Lisa and Lynn, then maybe, team success page. But I really think even, there's teams in my organization that have created their own Facebook groups. Because one of the things that we need to really remember is how important it is to develop and nurture our community. Okay, our community of product users and business partners and prospects. So that's kind of, how we do that. Now, here's the discussion, and there's all these things, and you're like, wait, where do I find, for example, where do I find the information for 10 to the top? Where do I find the information for step up to 2-star? There's all this stuff going on, right? Well, here is what I'm super excited about. Units. Somebody says, you know what, I'm ready to get going. I want to launch my business. We say, okay, we're going to take you to Unit 1. And this is redundant of the ISA Dream Team and what's on there. But you know what, guys? We don't have to take them to another place, right? So here we are, ready to get your business launched. Start here. And you click on that and check this out.
Wow.
Do the Getting Started checklist first. And it's so simple. And don't skip to step 1 before you've done the Getting Started checklist. And you know what? We are going to make a really simple module for the Getting Started checklist, and then step 1 through 5. And, they'll do, again, the escalation of exposures, the escalation of showing, feeding your new business partner one bite of the elephant, one step at a time. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So they do this, and this is one we say, okay, you can go to the ISA Dream Team calendar for team trainings. This is Isagenix events. And a lot of this is redundant, so they feel good, like, oh yeah, I remember the ISA Life app. Somebody mentioned that during that orientation call. So, the mother of all skill is repetition, repetition, repetition. Hi, Talisha. And then we tell them exactly what to do. Okay, print out your contact list. Print out the map to Crystal Executive. Print out 5 copies of your tracking sheet. Okay, and then fill out your contact list. And then, basically, there's 2 calls when someone's getting started. And Nancy and I said, Nancy, we're going to talk about this on the Roots and Wings call. We just got off with a business partner of Nancy's who said she's between a 2 or a 3. She's between being interested in getting her products paid for and interested in building a business with Isagenix. So, the first thing is, let's schedule the call number 1. And I just want to let you guys know, use me. I do, this group is the group that I'm really focused on, because of so many reasons. You've showed so much tenacity, Beverly. So much tenacity, so much grit. Some of you have been abandoned by your sponsors, whatever it is, use me, okay? So the first thing is call number 1, schedule this call with your coach, and basically it is a get to know you call, your why and your income goals. I really want to know that, okay? And yes, like Nancy did, she could come on this call with me to learn, but until somebody's a 2-star, I don't think they need to be a coach yet, a business coach. I think that's what we're all here for, on this rope team, is we're here to pull you up. I really wish I had this done with me. I think I'd be way further along. Okay, so one of the things we do on that first call is to get to know the person, get to know their why, and get to know their income goals. And then schedule call number 2. And we tell them during call number 1 is, these are your assignments. You need to do this. So we set them up for success. And then we do the call number 2, and they're ready to start inviting. Call number 2 is to really set them up for inviting people to take a look. So step 1, guys, to review is inviting people to take a look at our solutions. Guys, this is, these are the different invite scripts for different target markets. And people are constantly asking, well, where do I start? Who do I call first? We had a question, I keep referring back to this call we had, but I learned so much from every discussion I ever have with Isagenix. And Melissa, the girl we were on the call, said, what do you do when you run out of your warm market? And I said, you know what, you never will run out of a market, because, you know, here's like, you can start here with board of directors, you can go to your warm market, you can go to your cold market, you can go to these target markets, you can circle back. You never, if done right, you will never, ever, ever run out of prospects. And I know Kimberly and I are like, we're trying to hit every health and wellness company in the Valley between Vail and Aspen. Kimberly's in Vail, I'm in Aspen. Every chiropractor. You know, their patients need the nutritional solutions we have. I mean, I don't have time. You know, I mean, I've been in this business 7 years and I haven't run out of people to talk to. You should never. Okay. So I'm going to link this so they all go. This is so simple, but they all go. This is how you build your business. Step 1, invite. And then these are all, everything you need to know on how to discover, how to share with someone, all the solutions we offer, etc. But this is basically choose the appropriate information to share. The biggest step, guys, is not, to me, what you send to them. The most important steps are the quality of the invitation and the follow-up call. But these are all, a lot of people are like, what do I send? Well, here's go to take a look. Here's every kind of presentation you could ever want. I love this, Isagenix Explained. Here's nutritional cleansing and product information. Guys, what if somebody says, I want to learn about the Amped line? Here's what you can send them about the performance products. Here's what you can send them on Essence. Here's what you can send them on healthy aging. You know, so here's the start your life stuff. And then if they're, you know, some people immediately say, I'm interested in the business. You know, well, you can, you know, I'm not a big believer. It all starts with the products, but if they're really interested, here's some more information that you can share. Okay. So this all goes together. And here's step 2. And again, we're going to go, this can all be found on Facebook. I had somebody the other day go, where's the welcome email? I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? It's step 4 of the 5 steps. But here's the welcome email, you know, because most people are going to Facebook every day. So, you know, if you need to find the welcome email, you can find it under units under the isadreamteam.com. And, you know, this is not something that's going to go away. I know there's a lot of things like, oh, now we're doing this, now we're doing this, now we're doing this. You know, I've never strayed far from the 5 steps. They're perfect categories of the income producing activity that we do daily. The leadership, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just a question. I'm technically challenged at times, but, you know, all of this, like when you started, you said, I mean, you know, we've got so much information out there and you're trying to streamline it. So because everything has a hyperlink, this is actually the same information we could find on the Isadream Team website, but it's just now in a Facebook format, right? So I mean, it is all the same information, but it's just a new streamlined way to find it on Facebook, correct?
Correct. And this is something, you know, this is the beauty of this. So this is redundant of the 5 steps, but here's the other thing. What about the compensation plan? You know, what about the seasonal shake marketing? You can go right here, and you know what? The next seasonal shake, you're not going to find mocha and pumpkin spice. You're going to find it. I'm going to have another Evernote there.
It's going to be eggnog and something else now.
Exactly. And peppermint or whatever it's going to be. And, here's the training, which will never change. And then the other units that like I said, I'm just building this now, but I'm so excited about it. The other thing that I'm going to be putting in here, guys, is current promotions. Because it's like the 2-star call, step up to 2-star. I mean, how can we categorize that so people can wrap their heads around it? We have step up to 2-star. We have, what other promotion? I mean, it will be like, you can be on Facebook and go, oh God, what are the weekly promotions this week? And you can always know it's going to be housed here instead of a million different places. And this is like basically an example of something I'll keep in units on a weekly basis that I will update. Okay, what's new this week? What are the current promotions? You'll find it under the unit, current promotions, but you'll look, there'll be a weekly and there'll be a monthly or whatever it is, and you can find them, because there's, that's been the toughest thing for me. I mean, guys, I do this full time and I'm like, where do I find that? So I'm excited about this. So that's really all I want to talk about this time. And I want to ask, do any of you guys have questions? I'm going to stop the share. Is that helpful? Do you like that? Is that?
When is it going to be launched?
I want to make sure, and the last thing I'm ever going to do is add to the confusion. That's the last thing I ever want to do. So I am going to wait until it is perfected and make sure all the links work and make sure that, I have talked to you guys and my leaders and explained it before all of a sudden it shows up and people are like, oh, there's another thing. I want to take the time. So probably in 4 weeks.
I mean, it makes sense, like I said, because not everyone is on Facebook,
right?
As well, and knowing that there's a regular website to get the same information if they're a business builder. I mean, but I would imagine if someone does wish to build a business, they will be on Facebook. But anyway, it's nice to have the 2 different options for the information.
Yeah, and really, it's all the posts that are randomly put on Facebook, on a Facebook page, can be categorized in those units. So in other words, like somebody posted something about a men's call, for example. That can be, and then you're like, oh yeah, I saw there was a men's call, but where do I find it? I mean, you can go to the calendar and find it if I have the bandwidth to put it on the calendar. But if someone posts it, it takes me 2 seconds. I can just categorize it into, here's the events, the upcoming events. And it's just super easy. It's just really efficient.
Speaking of events, are you going to have something on there to where the ISA events are attached?
You mean like the Isogenic, like NYKO and?
Yeah, like, usually if you want to go and look for an event, you have to go into isogenicsevents.com or whatever and then search for what you're looking for. Is there going to be a direct link attached to the units?
I have like NYKO, most of the Isogenics universities. Like I'm not going to put probably the ones in Canada and Mexico and that kind of thing because I don't want to make it too cluttered. But Most of those things will be, yes. They're on the calendar right now. NYKO celebration. Most of those things are on the Icy Dream Team calendar. And as we promote and plug them and post about them, it will also be categorized in a unit that says upcoming events. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Did you hear our Super Saturday was postponed?
What?
Yes, Trudy Maples was going to be coming to Richmond on Saturday, and that's one of the reasons why Heather was going to come up anyway. And I had 3, possibly 4 people. But Florence kind of, was coming our way, and I think they just had to make a decision, so they postponed it. So I'm hoping that they are able to reschedule
In the area.
In the area, yeah, because we haven't had a Super Saturday in Richmond. Hint, hint, Heidi.
I know. I'll come out. You know what? Let me look at my calendar, and I'd love to come to Richmond. I've got some roots there. I went to school there.
Yeah. I know there's Teresa Jennings, I think, who's a 3-star under Trudy.
Okay.
Who was in Powhatan, and then the next closest event for this side is I think Kathy Savage is doing one of the sip and sample fun things or whatever in October in Reston, Virginia. So do that.
Virginia, North Carolina was the closest.
Yeah, but anyway, so we were all so looking forward to that, and hopefully it will be rescheduled. At least that's what they said they were going to try to do.
Well, just FYI, I hosted a Super Saturday in St. Louis about 3 years ago, and a big, huge snowstorm came in, and we had to reschedule it, and it turned out even better.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm hoping that they will definitely reschedule, but we haven't heard anything yet.
One more thing before we wrap up. I am also working on a podcast / Evernote with verbiage and I'm going to put it under Step 1 Invites it's going to be named something like leveling up your conversations. Up-leveling your conversations and up-leveling your invite and making them more powerful, or powerful invites, something like that. But, I have sort of like changed my business process a little bit, just recognizing that we have something that is so incredible. And I think we focus way too much on, are you a 1-star, are you a 2-star, and the cycles. And we don't focus at all enough on, let me show you how I can build a residual income, an income producing asset that can be your retirement plan. And it's not going to happen in a year, at least for most people. It might for Trudy Maples, who's been with Pampered Chef and brought everybody over from there. Yeah, but it will happen if you stick for it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It has to. Mm-hmm. And up-leveling that invite and basically leading with your passion for the income opportunity and your passion for putting a dent in this health crisis, but with just a little bit bolder vision and a little bit bolder conversation. I think it's time. We need to start doing that. And then we're not going to get I got a headache on my cleanse day, I'm going to quit. Because the seed has been planted. It's so much more than that. It's like, you may not like everything. Maybe the cleanse isn't for you. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's for me. I think you should be doing it. There's proven scientific benefits that are so compelling it would blow your brains out. But if you don't want to do it, just like at Whole Foods, there's lots of products available at Whole Foods. It doesn't mean I have to purchase every single one of them. So really and we got a message from Lynn from Fab today. She and Michael are at the Field Advisory Board meeting. and we got a message from her that they are launching something brand new. You guys, just so you know, I have no idea what it is. I know as much as you do. Everyone thinks I know. Everyone thinks like, oh, you know, give me a hint, Heidi. I'm like, no, they don't tell us anything. And, you know, a very small group of people know for a lot of reasons. They're still working out the science, you know, just like this small group. You guys, I've just introduced you to this units thing. They can't, you know, then that's more information and more overwhelm. So they keep things tight, but I can tell you this. It is something, you know, just from what Lynn said, that is going to be really, it's taking us to, again, leveling up to a company that isn't just nutritional cleansing. We are going to be the premier health and wellness company in the world. You know, we are going to be the Amazon of health and nutrition and wellness. So it's exciting. And I loved your statement, Nancy. You were thinking families, and I really do. I've been saying that for years. It's like, you know, these bikini models and, you know, these weightlifters, and, you know, can't our target market be everyone? Why isn't it everyone? Instead of, you know, highlighting and showcasing in our videos this very small sliver of the population. You know, you see nutritional cleansing and people are already like, oh, that sounds extreme. Then you send them a video with these, you know, and these bikini models. They're like, oh, this isn't for me. You know, and I want to see the soccer mom in a Suburban driving 10 kids, you know, driving 8 kids to soccer practice, throwing them, you know, one of our awesome bars instead of Cheez-Its. Mm-hmm. And giving them amped hydrate rather than a soda. You know, that's where I envision this really going, is way more integrating into the family. And, you know, I will say this, we have a team of thoroughbreds, the likes of which I have never seen at the corporate home running this company. They know what they're doing. And that's why I'm just kind of like, guys, go for 2-star. Print out leadership in action and go for it. But the main thing is stick in the flipping game. Because I just had somebody reach out to me who I introduced this to 3.5 years ago. And, you know, if you would have asked me a year ago, was that a waste of my half hour? I would have said, yeah, it was a waste of my half hour. She just called me and she's like really interested in, like, if she does it, she's not only going to do the products, but the business. And so we just have to every day do the activity, cast that vision. This is going to be the largest health and wellness company in the world. And we are bringing it to critical mass and really talking about, let me show you, you know, everyone can benefit from our products. But, you know, most people are in financial pain. You know, even if they're making $1 million a year, they might not be in financial pain, but they're in pain. They have no time to spend with their families. They're absolutely, you know, imprisoned by their jobs. So we have such a gift here. And I think if we start duplicating those powerful conversations, it's going to be amazing. And we have to practice. And we have to create that posture, and we have to record ourselves. But that's what I really want us to start doing. And then I'm going to be planning these twice-a-year trips to corporate, where if any of you have one of those people, not that, oh, I think I'm a 2, I'd like to share with but those people that say, I get it. I understand this. I want to really do my due diligence on this company, these products. I want to meet, you know, the corporate team. Then I am going to host 2 events a year at corporate. And I think that's going to be a game changer because, like I said last time, I mean, I used to bring people to an Isagenix University or celebration. It's a madhouse now. It's too much. So anyway, that's all I have. Anything else, guys?
Oh, I just wondered, Heidi, do you think most calls are recorded? I'd love to get on live, but like the men's call that you referred to, and I don't know if I'm screaming, I'm in a loud Starbucks, but
Yeah.
I will tell you all that if you haven't watched it yet, Stephen Lavoti did a men's call, and they are archived in the FYI section. And if you watch it and grab it and share it with men or spouses or brothers or whatever, it's really good. I love Stephen's style, and I've shared that with some men, and it's been really helpful and impactful. So we can't all get on all those calls, but like you said, Heidi, I do get overwhelmed because I work full time too with, oh my gosh, where to find everything, and I can't get on the call, but I wonder where that was, and I just love to let somebody know about it quickly, or where do I find it? So I know we can't put it all in the ISA Dream Team, but is that the best source to find our calls? That's my question. Is the FYI archived, or where do
Yeah, ISA FYI is awesome. And here's what I'm thinking also. So if we go to calendar, I have a call with Stephen next Tuesday. And we're going to kind of go over and talk about these men's calls, but I'd honestly like to grab just one or two of them.
Oh, you know what? Let me clarify. I don't mean the ones where they're kind of talking back and forth. He did actually the Isagenix corporate one.
So
That's the one. That's
here's
the one I'm grabbing and sharing.
I want to ask you guys this, because think about this. To me, this is what's missing so much. Where intuitively in the 5 steps or in another category would you intuitively find that call?
Where you'd want to, or
Under the tools.
So, okay, here's what I would say. Why wouldn't we create a unit called Opportunity? And it would have a men's call. It would have all the resources that have to do with the opportunity. It would have the video, A Case for Isagenix. It would have the men's call and just maybe a couple other things. You know, like I think Herb Cepeda has one that's incredible. You know, not a ton, but the best of the best. And I honestly think we have way too many calls. Like this men's call is great, but why not just have one awesome one that you know is going to be fantastic, and use that and become familiar with it and use it over and over and over again. And then when another one comes up that's better, replace it. You know, that's where I think we can streamline things.
I think that it would be awesome. I'd love categories like a start person does it, a man, a woman, someone that works full time and does the business, someone that is a personal trainer, you know, all the different categories. Like if there was just one.
I love that, Nancy.
Or like
So
feature spotlight type of thing.
Yes, I absolutely love that. So, you know, here you can do a search. But I mean, again, here it's hard because there's so much. Can't find anything. Let me do Stephen Lavoti.
I'm just asking Nancy for.
Is this it?
Thing.
No. I can't find it. So if you send me that link, you guys, that's where we have to work together. Like, and that's what I mean. Like corporate just gives us so much, it's almost too much. So let me do another units and then we'll get off because it's 6:35, I know, in my time at least. But I'm making a little note here of the units that we're going to create. So current promotions, weekly, or current promotions, and then opportunity. Opportunity, resources or calls?
Resources.
I would even so overview, because it really is an overview of everything. It's not just the opportunity. I mean, Steve, they do touch on the products too. So Isagenix overview.
So would it be under Discover Isagenix then? Would it be in step 2, Discover Isagenix? And for some people, that is the appropriate thing to send maybe.
Yeah.
Because what I don't want to do is create too many categories. We have to, you know.
I thought it should be under empower.
But empower is if you can think about empower really is empowering your new preferred client with all the tools and resources to maximize their Isagenix account. So empower is, and then, you know, under empower orientation call, empower/orientation call is really not, you know, there's two, again, the category of the 5 steps, the enrollment process, yes, sometimes you get somebody who's like right away, yeah, I want to do the business. That, guys, has rarely happened in my experience. 99 times out of 100, I kid you not, I go through the 5 steps. I always, having said that, lead with powerful conversations and drop seeds on the business. But most of the time people want to first learn, like if I'm going to do a business, I want to be rock solid on the products. Yeah. So there's 2 categories. There's what is the escalation of exposures to take a prospect from a prospect to a preferred client. That's steps 1 through 5. And then after that, and that's what we do every day. You know, we do steps 1 through 5, 1 through 5, 1 through 5. And then in the orientation call is when which is step 5, empower with the orientation call. We ask them at the end of the call, are you a 1, are you a 2, or are you a 3? And then if they say they're a 2 or a 3, then, especially if they say they're a 3, then we go to getting started. You know, the getting started checklist, which we went through. And we hold their hand. We have 2 calls with them through the getting started checklist. And then all they need to know is how to invite, step 1. And we hold their hand through step, you know, 2 through 5 until at least 3 or 4 or 5 enrollments. And, you know, I mean, that's like, I was talking to Liz O'Keefe, that's how I launched my leaders. You know, I launched them with those 5 steps and they know what to do and they're confident. It's empowering to know, okay, here's exactly what I do. And I don't have to know anything at first. And they learn when they earn, you know. So, okay, guys. Okay. Bye, Gloria. I love that idea. It would be so helpful. Yeah, gotta run. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm excited about this. And again, I don't want to overtrain to death, you know, but I just think, God, this stuff, I just know this is just the way. It's also a way to sift and sort through the product users to find those key people and then find the people that we can invite to corporate for these 2, these 2 events. So when would be a good time, do you think, for me to schedule my next corporate event? February?
Well, NYKO is in January. What about March?
March or April, spring break.
Okay.
Yeah. March, April.
March, April. Okay, I'm going to just do it, but I want to be able to proactively let you guys know because, you know, October 8th is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So it's too soon, you know, but the next one, but I've people there, you know.
Are you still doing October or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a couple people that could change my business, like absolutely change everything, you know, if they see the big picture. So those are the kind of people, you know, and I think with the invite for that, you know, it goes something like this. I know someone like you who's so busy would really need to fly down to corporate and see the whole picture and cross every T and dot every I if you were going to put your name behind this. Okay, bye guys.
I've got to go pick up Claudia, but Heather's still here. Sorry, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening, and I'm so excited. We're gonna get this thing going. All right, bye, guys.
Day
Bye,
one.
Taylor.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.